Okay, everybody, it looks like we are recording now. So welcome to the call. Sorry for the little bit of a hectic today. And we have, so tonight is the Think Like a Call, let's try this again. Think Like a Pro with four Crosslane Elite leaders that have joined together to promote the book Four Agreements. And one of my favorite agreements of those is do what you say you're going to do. And tonight is one of those nights for us. So a little bit really quick, you guys. Our dear friend Kai Hayes is not here tonight because they have not had electricity for 3 days and they are freezing down in Texas. So please keep all of your Southern friends in your prayers as they try to deal with the ice and snow that they're not used to. Dr. DeLucia thinks the solution is we should all just move to Florida. And I think Kai and I like that idea a lot. So that is a fun, it's been fun to make friends. I did a call today and we were talking about the benefits of network marketing versus traditional business. And one of the best benefits about this business, you guys, is really the friendships you make. And so we're going to start off tonight. Tonight, we're doing a little bit of a different call. We're doing a Q&A call. So if you have some questions, you want to drop them in the chat. We have a couple we're going to start with, and we'll just kind of go from there. So I'm going to start and tell my story, and then we'll have Debbie tell her story, and then Dr. Gene DeLucia tell his story, and then we'll go through a couple of our questions just like that. But if you guys have any additional questions you would like answered, feel free to just drop in the chat and we'll try to get through as many of those as we can in the next 30 minutes. So my story, 10 years ago, I was working full-time in corporate America. I was climbing up that ladder. I'd done everything. I got a scholarship. I'd gone to college. I'd got a job, all of the things that I've been told to do. But I got married and I had two little babies. And I just felt torn as a mom. I felt broken, you guys. Like I was failing as a mom. I was failing at my career. I just felt like there wasn't enough me. I was tired. We were living paycheck to paycheck, and there was just never enough time or money for the things that were the most important to us. Our dear friend, Heath Skinner, who was our plumber, introduced us to this business kind of by accident because we overheard him talking about it, and Sam started making fun of him for doing network marketing. But he had been in a traditional business and saw the benefits of some of this stuff that we'll share tonight. And so when I saw the ABC Primetime, I went, wow, if this is real, this is a product I want in my body, and I want to share it with my family and friends. And then I started looking at the business and really looking at the compensation plan and what was going on. And I went, holy cow, Sam, we could probably make $200 a month sharing this with our family. For those of you guys that have seen the income disclosure statement, we make a lot more than $200 a month. And this has been the biggest single blessing and the best decision that I've ever made in my life, as far as my health, my family time, and becoming the best version of me that I could have ever done. So Debbie, are you there?
I am.
Perfect. Gotcha. Do you want to share with us your story, and then we'll let Dr. Jean share?
Sure. I had never had anything to do with network marketing, and so I was afraid of it. And as it was, I have been an equine PT for almost a little over 40 years. And I loved the business, but I hated the 100 hours a week. I hated the no time off. It was your lifestyle. It really wasn't a job. And that was all good when everything was going great for the horses. But a lot of things had changed as far as what was going on in the horse industry. And all of a sudden, it wasn't quite worth 100 hours a week anymore when I couldn't make a difference. And a complete stranger walked up to my truck. He saw the door signs on it, said, Equine PT. And he had only been in the business for about 6 weeks. And he and his wife came up, and he kind of pushed his wife out there and came over to my window and wanted to show me something. And I have been in the top end of that industry for a lot of years, a lot of decades. And I always looked at something. So when it was put in front of me, I looked at it. Most of the time, there's no science to it. And I was extremely excited that there was science. And I stayed up all night actually looking at it. And the next day I enrolled because I knew a lot of people and horses, and everybody that has a horse has a dog. So I got involved, but I told him that I will never, ever do this business. I'm only getting involved because of the product, and I see the science that it works. And lo and behold, a little bit later, I got involved because of the business. I was looking for something else. After almost 40 years, I was tired of working all the time. And I wouldn't let him explain the comp plan to me. And after about 2 months, I did. And in 20 months, I retired myself with a six-figure income. And I'm so excited. A total stranger walked up to me and wanted to show me something, and I was open to it. So that's who you're looking for. So thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Debbie. I was trained in Western medicine. So when I was young, my patients were young. Everybody was healthy. They got better if they got sick, sometimes in spite of us. But as I was aging, that little thing called oxidative stress, my patient population was aging. I found myself taking more medications myself and passing out more pills to people. And quite frankly, I got a little burnout on it, very burned out on it. I was tired of being a pill pusher and not really helping people with their health, just maintaining their disease. And I was very, very burnt out on that. I was very busy. I had 3 clinics. I was probably putting in not quite as many hours as Debbie, but I was probably putting in 60-hour weeks and not enjoying it. And I was looking, I actively was looking for something else. I believe I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. I think if you put it out there to the universe, it'll find you. And it did. My UPS driver at the time and his buddy, Fred Graves, came into my office one day. First of all, my office manager came in and goes, please watch this guy's video, get him out of my hair, he keeps bugging me. So Brian had been there several times trying to get past my front office, who are the gatekeepers. They don't let people pass easily. And I happened to be sitting at my desk, not seeing patients. So the timing was just right. And I said, sure, tell them to come on in. So here they both come in, young guys with their laptop, parked their laptop in front of me and said, we just want you to watch this video. That's all they said. They didn't say anything. So I watched the video. I went, wow, this sounds a little bit too good to be true, but I want to know more about it. And that's really where I started. I bought a bottle of Protandim NRF2 from Brian. I said, yeah, I'll give it a try. And I'm going to go home and look at it. So it took me a week. Every night I went home and looked at something different about not just oxidative stress, but who Dr. McCord was. NRF2, how it worked. I didn't really know anything about that. And I came back a week later. I says, yeah, I want to be part of this. I want it for my friends and my family and my parents, but I want to be involved in it. And so they got me signed up. I started with just friends and family, eventually brought into my clinic and started testing everybody when we got them on the product. We did lab tests. We did everything we could when they started. And I did it again at 3 to 6 months, and I did it again in a year. And I saw changes in everyone. And so I became a huge believer. I started sending those lab results to Dr. McCord, who got very excited about it because he gets to see mice in the lab, and I got to see human beings in the clinic. So he got pretty excited about the results also. So long story short, I ended up on the medical advisory board and doing some clinical research for the company, and it certainly changed my life. So I certainly got healthier, got off my meds within a year. I retired within about 3.5 years, and I love what we do now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So the next question that I want to talk about is, so Saturday is LifeVantage has changed a little bit how they're doing events with COVID and everything else. So every Saturday is a 1-hour training, and these are all on Zoom. And the neat thing is, on the 3rd Saturday of the month is going to be a 2-hour training, and it's going to focus a lot on the skills and, building our belief in this business. So I want to challenge everyone to mark your calendar it's at 10 a.m. Mountain Time or noon Eastern Time. And if you need any more time zones beyond that, you're gonna have to figure them out yourself. I have a hard enough time keeping up with all the times, and daylight savings is coming up, and that's going to screw me all up again, you guys, because Arizona doesn't participate. So I never know what time zone I am in or what anyone else is in. But I'm really excited. Sam and I will be sharing that on this Saturday. And then next month, we are doing a virtual Elite Academy. And I love Elite Academies because we get to see each other. But to sit and spend one day listening to the events and, to the speakers. And I challenge you guys, if you're in an area where you can and you feel comfortable, do a small gathering with your friends and watch this together, because events will change your life. And so that's kind of my next question for everyone, is to see, have each of us share our stories about why events are so important. So if you are registered, just mark me down in the chat for me. Okay, you guys, I want to see who's registered for the Virtual Elite Academy. And if you're not, I challenge you to get registered before Saturday, because last week, one of our members of our team, Sandy Stratton, won $200. So the LifeVantage is giving away prizes every single week, and they're good prizes too. So make sure you're registered, make sure you're taking advantage of the best price, because the price is going up on March 1st. So my story on events. When we signed up, you guys, we went to a meeting Friday night. Sam got up the next morning and drove 3 hours to attend to LVA in Phoenix, 3 hours each way drive. And I'd kind of spend the day researching some of the negative stuff I could find about the company at the time, because that's the way I am. And when we came back, Sam's belief was so high. I had the credit card in my back pocket to sign up. And Skinner walked in. He goes, "What's keeping you guys from signing up?" And I kind of went, well, the company's in debt. Just FYI, the company is now 100% debt free, which is huge. I had a couple other concerns, you guys, but his belief was 10 foot tall. He was 10 foot tall and bulletproof. His belief in this business was so huge that I wanted a piece of that. So when someone starts questioning you about things, they're not questioning the company, they're questioning your belief. So be 10 foot tall and bulletproof. The next month, Sam left on our family reunion and went to the Elite Academy. And while he was there, he said, he got home, he goes, "Well, I signed up for the next Elite Academy, but they're not going to charge my credit card for 2 days to make sure it's going to be okay and it'll go through." And it was my birthday weekend that he was going to be gone. So he went to the next one. And you guys, this was my husband that I loved and trusted. He could not share with me the belief and the vision that he brought back from that Elite Academy. So when I went the first time with him, it changed my belief in this business. It changed my belief in network marketing. It changed my belief in myself, because I watched some of the people on stage and went, if that guy can do it, I know I can. And I suddenly realized that this was more than just a $200, making a couple $100 or $50 here and there. This was an opportunity we had to change our lives if we were willing to put in the work for it. And that event changed my life. The things I learned about that event are still one of the most crucial lessons I feel like I've learned in the last 10 years. And I will talk about that a little bit for the next question. But Debbie and Dr. Jean, do you guys want to share with us a little bit about why events are so important to attend?
Absolutely. I went to my first event just so I could prove that this opportunity wasn't real. I was looking for a change, and I didn't think this was real. I knew nothing about network marketing. All I knew was horses, and it didn't have anything to do with this. I knew how to buy horses, sell horses, how to make money in that business, but I wanted to get out of it. And I didn't know what else to do. This had been presented to me about 6 weeks earlier, 8 weeks earlier, and I just couldn't quite believe that you could make money doing this and not work your tail off like I was. So I went to the first event the first few weeks, it was like, is this real product wise? Yes, it was. I saw a lot of things happen. And then it was, I did want to move, to something else. But this was nothing that I knew about. So I thought, well, I'll just go out to this event. The person that enrolled me just kept on about going to this event. And I thought, I'm going to go to this event, not for the reason he wants me to go, but because I want to make sure this is not real, because then I can take this off of my, page, and I can start looking for something that I really need to move into. So I went out to the event. It was in Las Vegas. As it was within those few weeks, I had also won free airfare and free hotel room. They had a bunch of promotions going on. And I went out and I just wanted to see this wasn't real. That's all I wanted, was this not real, so I could take it off the page. And I couldn't believe the people I met there. My belief went just, I can't tell you how big my belief got, because I went out and I listened to someone other than the people that were trying to get me involved. And, we hear that all the time in this business. It's about someone else telling you their story, somebody else telling you why, you should do something, somebody that has nothing to do with you. And that was what this was about. I went out there and I heard this from people that didn't know who I was. But yet, everybody was so helpful and nice. And I saw this community that I had never been around before. I was in a very dog eat dog world with the equine therapy business I was in. And I had just never been around people that truly wanted to help you, whether I was in or out of their group. And this was a life-changing thing for me. I went away understanding that anyone could do this business, someone that had never done it before and had no experience. And I was very excited about people that really cared about who you were as a person and wanting to move you forward. And I just had never been around that group of people out of 40 years of my life. So that really did change my life. I said, I will only go to one event to make sure this isn't real. And in 8.5 years, I have never missed an event, and I don't think I ever will. I mean, 7 weeks after brain surgery, I got on a plane and went to Cancun. I wasn't going to miss an event. It's that important. So make sure you put this on your calendar. There is nothing bigger than, there's nothing I don't think that you can do to build belief in yourself or people that are around you, other than get them in front of this group of people who wants to help and teach you, and let them feel the community that we have. So I so appreciate, that's a great question. And I appreciate you asking that, Vandy. So Dr. Jean, it's to you.
Thank you. So I signed up in September of 2010. And the first thing they told me is, well, we have an elite academy in October. I believe that was in San Diego, as I remember. And I said, I go to medical conventions. They're boring. I have to go to at least 2 to 3 a year to maintain my licensure. I hate them going to them. It's all about the newest drug out there on the market. And I really did not want to go. And I was booked solid. So I thought, well, if I'm going to have to take days off, cancel patients, rearrange my schedule. But I did. I signed up. I was told right up front that we don't miss events. The only reason to miss an event is the death in your family, yours. I remember that very distinctly. I said, okay. And I can tell you, it was life-changing. It was not like any event I've ever been to before. And it got my belief much higher, because I had my doubts that this was as good as it looked like on paper. But when I started talking to people and hearing people's stories and the results, and I'm thinking, oh, there may be something to this. But I got very excited, and I have not missed an event since. Their belief building, their friendships rekindled every event. I really miss live events. I enjoyed Marco Island immensely, because we got together in person and not just on a Zoom. And I can't wait till the next live event we have. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. It'll build your business tremendously.
Now, I have missed some events, because one thing some of the elites have joked about is some of us don't time our babies very well. And a couple of us have had babies literally the day before or the day after events. And so it's been a challenge for us. So yes, I did miss with my last two babies, and I laid down and hoped and prayed that I wouldn't not have that baby. Why, my husband, my parents, my sister, and everybody else was at Elite Academy, because it was that important. And and those were so hard to miss, because I miss seeing everybody. I miss connecting. At the time they weren't live streamed. So all I could get were when people would share quotes about what somebody had said. And I just felt like I was missing out. And so don't miss this, you guys. Don't say I'll watch it later. Get on there, get notes, take the day off if you need it, get a babysitter, and make it a priority. We don't have to fly. We don't have to get hotel rooms. But make it special, and it will change your life. So the quote I heard at the very beginning, you guys, was that you become the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And the one thing I realized, because it was a slap in the face, is I had become a very negative person because of the people I was spending the most time with. And the neat thing about that is we can hack, we can biohack our bodies. We can biohack our brains too, by putting in good podcasts, listening. I try to spend 10 to 15 minutes. Actually, my goal says 5 minutes every single day of listening to a LifeVantage training, just a little bit to put in that positivity. If I'm driving, I flip it on. When I'm doing the dishes, I flip something on, so that I am trying to feed my brain all the time with positivity. And because it builds my belief in this company, in myself. And sometimes when somebody asks you a question and you can spit it out because you just heard the answer, or something will trigger in something really powerful. The next question I kind of wanted to go through a little bit is just have all of us share why ITT is so important. And we have been doing the steps for ITT forever. I would invite people to my house. We would show them the video, and we would introduce them to somebody else to tell their story, the team. We just didn't call it the simple thing. And then sometimes along the way, we kind of got a little bit, some people tried to reinvent the wheel. So you guys, the wheel works fine. The system works fine. We just have to keep using it and using it all together, because there's something magical that happens when all of us are doing the same thing and putting in the same system, and we're sharing it together, because it's going to have magic. And so I love the ITT system, you guys. I love how simple it is, and I love how duplicatable it is. We just put in a new distributor. He sent it to his sister who's in another network marketing company to kind of poke holes in it. And she came back with some questions. Then she went back, and pretty soon he got a notification that she had ordered the Tri-Synergizer. But she'll never do the business, but he got a customer just by using the system and using the app. So use it, you guys, and share it, because it will change your life. Debbie?
So true. I wanted to just piggyback on you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I just love that. And it's so true. You start going through and figuring out who are the people that are really on your team. And it doesn't have to be a LifeVantage team, but who are saying the right things that feed you. And that is so, so important, to surround yourself with the right people. And then you put it into a business they're in, where we have a lot of negativity as far as people with a not belief. Yes, it's amazing, the belief when people have it, how that feeds us, but we have to learn how to deal with that other side. And if you have got the right people around you, the right 5 people, that will help you get through that. So I'm so glad that you brought that up. It's something I think about every day, is who's my tribe, who am I around? So on to the ITT. Boy, if that isn't a wonderful thing that we have that most companies don't. We have a very simple system, and you're exactly right. I think after I've been in for 8.5 years, sometimes, everything was rocking along just great. And then all of a sudden a million videos show up, and then we have some, we wonder what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. And confusion just puts the brakes on everything. And we're at a point right now in this company where we know the videos that we're showing. we know what's the second video that we're going to show. And that's what's exciting is we have a system, and as long as we follow that, it is simple. And when we change from it, that's when it becomes difficult and we get confused and your business slows down. So I am very excited that we have a system that I think is across the board. Most everyone is using ITT, invite someone to a tool, show them, introduce them to your team. It can't be much simpler than that. You don't have to know a lot. You can start your business today as long as you know the phone number of 5 or 6 people that are in your world, and you have an upline person that's going to answer questions for you. And that's all we do. We do it over and over and over. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, the more your confidence grows, the more you understand, even if you have the answer. And this is where I failed, was I had the answer, but I didn't want to spin it off to that third person because I already knew the answer. And I think a lot of people slow down at that point. It is about your friends and family understanding that you don't have to know everything. You just have to know a phone number and a video to send to them, and then introduce them to someone else who's going to take your business to the next level. And that was where I really did mess up. And I hope that none of you do that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting information in front of someone and let somebody else answer that question. It's all about duplication and keeping it simple. So it's to you, Gene.
Thank you. So, and I agree, ITT is very simple. I know we all get excited and start to spout off too much. I do it too sometimes, get pretty excited about what you tell people, but there's something magical about a third party validating what you've told somebody. And I discovered that early on, even though I probably knew a lot more than my UPS driver knew about the product. I still used him for my third party validation and got great success with it. And I can tell you a quick story. Just last week, I was sitting at a restaurant talking to somebody, potential distributor, lots of potential. He was a pharmaceutical rep for years and years. We talked, I got Fred Graves on the phone. Fred, I put on speakerphone in the restaurant. So not only did I get the guy to sign up as distributor, the lady sitting next to us wanted to know all about what we were talking about, and we end up getting a PC out of that. So it pays to be able to put it out there to people and let people hear. I have no embarrassment about telling people when they ask me what I do. I tell them I'm a professional network marketer. And invariably, most of them ask me, oh, well, what kind of product do you have? It's not a negative thing that I thought it was going to be when I first started saying that. But yeah, following the system is everything. And the sooner I can get people plugged into doing it that way, the quicker their business grows. And now, of course, with the app, it makes it much easier too. So one thing I can tell people, the next 3 people you talk to, follow the system, ITT, invite somebody to whatever tool you're using, your app hopefully, but whatever tool you use, to somebody that will validate with you. So it really makes a difference. Those 3-way calls are still pretty powerful.
There we go. So I agree. And guys, I appreciate you joining us for 30 minutes tonight as we kind of share our stories and share, answer some of the questions. And these, you guys, are a lot of the questions that we get a lot. So we're going to finish up with one tip. And then I'm also going to invite everybody on this call. I'll send out a reminder. But Monday night, we are doing it'll be at, let me think, 7 Eastern. We are doing a special call with our Hawaii team, and I would like to invite all of you guys too, with Coach Brian Fryer. Brian Fryer is one of those people. He's built 2 successful network marketing companies, and they both went out of business because he did not choose a company that was publicly traded. And that was, one of those things that has happened and has caused, some negative things. But that was one of the biggest things for me, loving LifeVantage, was when I saw, wait, this is publicly traded. And it's got all these peer-reviewed studies. It was huge, huge, huge for me. So anyway, he is going to be talking a little bit about creating curiosity on your social media. So it should be a really fun call. He is not building any other network marketing company. He just is a coach for other network marketing businesses and stuff like that. So anyway, he just did a call for Team Heart a couple weeks ago and stuff. So it'll be really a great call to join in on. And we're going to all close off with one tip. And then this call will be in the books and I will try to get it up. It did not go on live stream for some reason. So I will try to get that to YouTube as quick as I can, you guys. But my tip, if you are stuck, go buy a cheap planner and start writing down everything you are doing to build the business that counts as income producing activities. Okay. Making yourself pretty business cards, making your redoing your Facebook page again. You know, those things are not really income producing activities. Income producing activities are invites, presentations, and follow-ups. Okay. Following the system, ITT. Track those for a month. If you are not doing 25 ITT, you are not doing enough activity to move this needle forward. This business is a lot like riding a bike. The slower you go, sometimes it's harder. So try to really, really track what you are doing if you are struggling, you guys. And that is my tip. Go ahead, Debbie.
I agree right with you as far as activity. Sometimes, especially new people, and I'll say even people that have been in the business for a while, we start coming up with things to do that we think are going to produce income, because I think it's less painful. It's less painful to create a business card. It's less painful to come out with all these elaborate sheets that we can track things with. But guess what? If we're not doing the numbers to write on the tracking sheet, it doesn't happen. And I've done it. We've all done it. And I've seen people in the business for years do it. And they come up with it's color coded. You know, the person I think is going to be a pink, and somebody that is a so-and-so is going to be a blue. And we're going to call them all different names. We're going to change the name from a PC to something. None of that changes any of it until we pick the phone up, send a text out, send an email out. And that's why tracking what you do as far as your activities, I mean, Vandy is right on it. If you can look at the end of the month and you did 5 or 8 or 10, that's different from 15 and 25. I think the year of 15 presentations a month is gone. I think 15 presentations a month was hard when we had to do it all by phone, but that's not what we do today. It's very quick. How hard is it to send a text? Hey, I've got some information I think you need to know about. And you weed through people if they're interested or they're not. So it is truly all about the numbers that you're reaching out to for new people. And the same holds true for follow-up. If you're not doing the follow-up, it's not going to happen either. I wasn't a great follow-up person. In my other business with the horses and the equipment, I was a very hard sell. I got most of them done the first time or the second time. And when I heard that it takes 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 times, I was like, are you kidding me? But guess what? That's this business. So if we stop at 5 or 6, then we're going to miss that person that's at 6, 7, and 8 times that they need to hear this. So follow-up is incredibly important. I'm very fortunate that I live in a smaller community, horse community, and I was one of the first people here. And there's been a lot of people come into my organization, but guess what? They were like 4 and 5 levels deep. They heard it many times before they said yes. So don't let that be you. I'm lucky they ended up in my organization. Understand follow-up is huge, and you're not bothering people. You are educating people. So that's my tip, is don't stop touching people.
Very good. Well, I can tell you, daily activity, this is your business, work it like a business. I have certain activities that I do, in fact, look forward to daily. Every time I'm in my car, I don't turn on music. I turn on my audibles, and I'm always wants to listen to something that's either motivational, inspirational, or educational. And I find things constantly. There's some really good things out there that I listen to, and it really is a game changer. I also commit to myself to talk to at least 2 people a day, new people, and I find ways to do that constantly. And I also will talk, to follow up to at least 2 people a day. So when I do that, I continue to introduce this to a lot of new people. Never run out of people. I have people tell me, "Oh, I ran out of people to tell this to." You're not looking then. So find events. I go to networking events to meet new people. There are a ton of ways to go to find people. Now with social media, I was a reluctant Facebooker. I only joined a few years ago. My thought was I never want to put my private life out there to the public. But my thought now is I reconnect with people I would never have found otherwise, and it's been fun. And I also get in different groups now and get into discussions, and it's very it's enlightening. It's an ongoing learning process for me, but it's been a lot of fun. I've made connections with a whole bunch of people that I never would otherwise. The other day, I talked to my prom date, which I hadn't talked to since high school, so it was pretty interesting.
So see, that is what is so fun. I just love it, you guys. So thank you guys for joining the call tonight. I hope everybody stays safe. If you are freezing and not expecting freezing weather, keep Kai and Greg Hayes in your prayers. Hopefully they, and all of our other friends in Texas, hopefully they will survive this. I know it's a little crazy, but we will. You know what, guys, we're going to make it through this, and we've got some amazing things happening. We started doing a Count Your Blessings from 2020 because the kids were kind of upset about a few things that they had missed. And by the end of it, my kids feel like 2020 and COVID, even though it's been terrible, there's been some really neat blessings. And that's what we're counting and what we're focusing on, because we do get what we focus on. So I want you guys tonight, I want you to write down just a couple things about what your life would look like if you had hit the elite status. Just think about it, you guys. Okay? And go look at that check. Think about how you would spend it each month and what kind of doors would that open up for you. I want you guys to think about what you would wear when you cross the stage. How is that going to feel when everybody is cheering because you are sharing your story about not giving up? And then I want you to text your upline, okay, that you know what you're going to do on this and you know why you are going to build this business. And think about it. The more details you put into that vision, the easier it is for your brain to believe that it's possible. Okay? So think about it. Think about it really, really hard. And then go write it on your mirror. We had I am Pro 7 written on our mirror, written on every surface for, I don't know, I think 2 years, because that was the goal I knew I needed to hit time freedom, financial freedom, to get mom home from work, and to have baby number 3. I got baby number 3 and surprise baby number 4. So, write those visions on your board, take a picture of it, save it as your screen. And you guys, this business is possible. There's nothing else I've ever found that can help the average person have success like this. And I believe in every single one of you on this call. You guys know how to do this. Now go put in the work, because I believe in you, Debbie believes in you, and Jean believes in you, and Kai believes in you. Okay? Go out there and do this because you deserve it. And